Hi, this is Michael Uslan. You're listening to Batman on Film.
I'm vengeance.
I have given a name to my pain.
The Batman.
Always waiting for some Batman to save you.
It's simple. We kill the Bat of Gotham. I'm Batman.
Welcome to episode number 101 of The Social Hour. This is a Batman on Film.com podcast. I am the founder of Batman on Film, Bill Ramey. And with me today for our 2022 year in review show, I have two senior BOF contributors. No, they aren't the Ryans, but one Ryan is here. Ryan Lauer, how are you, sir?
Hello. I am good. I'm chilly, but otherwise, yeah, I'm okay. I'm good. Gonna talk Batman.
There will be Batman on this podcast.
Yeah.
I know it's a
How
surprise.
can he not
to
be
me.
good?
Yeah. And then, of course, we have Peter Verra. He's taking a break from working 23/7 and smoking meats to join us on this edition of the Social Hour. How are you, Pete Verra?
I'm doing good. What's wrong, Larry? You can't frolic while you're cold? I see you got this.
I can always
blanket on
frolic.
you. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm still frolicking.
Apparently. Oh God.
Frolicking with you, Pete.
You're a grown man. You don't
So
Pete
did
loves
y'all-
to frolic.
Yes.
The frolicker.
Did y'all survive the winter storm or whatever in the hell, cyclone bomb winter, whatever in the hell they were calling it on the Weather Channel?
Nothing happened here.
Okay. Yeah, we got some stuff. Got stuck overnight at my parents' house. So that was pretty nice. They're out in the country. So had some good ice, blowing snow, and then it was just more alerts of this road shut down, this road shut down. Even the don't try it out, because if you get stuck, the police aren't coming to get you. Even got one of those alerts.
Okay. Yeah.
And so as we attempted to get home, we witnessed a few people in ditches. Their flashers on. Yeah, it was quite an event. So then we had to turn around and
How many
bunk
feet?
in for the night. I mean, the snow wasn't really all that bad. It was just because it was, negative, flat Indiana farmlands, flat, blowing snow, drifting with nothing but ice underneath, because we had a rainstorm, basically a downpour right before it all went from, like in the 40s down to -5 overnight. So yeah, I was all right. It was really
So
cool.
North Jersey didn't get anything, Pete?
We had like a little bit of like a snow/rainstorm, but outside of that, nothing.
Oh,
Nothing stuck.
Oh.
We got no snow. So
Today is the first day it will be in the 50s here for a high since last Thursday. I woke up last Thursday. It was 50 degrees.
72.
No, it was 50. We're going to get a 70 this week, though, which is
believe it.
crazy. Well, not crazy. This is Texas, but last Thursday, got up, took my dog out at 6 in the morning. It was 50 degrees. By 9 a.m., it was in the 20s. And then got down into single digits, did not get above freezing until Christmas Day. Yeah. No, Sunday. And then we had another freeze last night, and today it's going to be in the high 50s, and then we got some 70s coming. So yeah. And it snowed.
I had a question for you, Bill. Whenever it's like supposedly going to snow or ice in Texas, do you guys salt and sand the roads? I'm just curious. Do you guys like prepare for that, or is that not a thing you guys do in Texas?
Yes, they will do that.
Okay.
They will sand and they will salt. A lot of times it's just the like overpasses and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have, I mean, not in, like, if you get up in the Panhandle, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure they have if you're in Amarillo or Lubbock and whatever, go up the Panhandle, they have that infrastructure because, I mean, it's way further north than where I'm at, and I'm in North Texas, what's called North Texas. But
I was just curious because
yeah,
I know I could drive pretty good in the snow and everything, but the roads are usually salted and or sanded.
yeah,
So I was just wondering, like, in Texas, how do my driving skills translate if the roads
you got to
are
remember,
salted and
Pete.
sanded?
You got to remember how big Texas is. So
No, I
there's
know it's
different-
pretty big
you know,
state.
like Panhandle's like a whole different. Panhandle's
Mhm.
like Oklahoma and Kansas, man.
Right.
You know,
Wasn't that movie Armageddon? They said that the asteroid was the size of Texas,
I believe that, or was it
and that's why
Armageddon? Didn't
they
have
had to
two of
send
those
the
movies at the same
realistic
time? Yeah,
drill team
yeah,
led by Bruce Willis and,
And
a pre
Batman,
Bruce
Ben
Wayne,
Affleck.
Ben Affleck. Yeah,
yeah,
Batman was on that trip. Remember that?
yeah.
darn right.
Batman in space. There we go.
Batman,
Very good.
he got him.
It's all
It
connected.
always works out, doesn't it?
It does.
Always works out. All right, we're going to talk about, like I said, the year in review 2022, with a focus on Batman stuff and BOF stuff that we covered, but we'll have to dip our toe into non-Batman DC on film stuff because it was important.
The heaviest
Yeah.
Batman year in review in a long time, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, because we got that movie,
Darn right.
Yeah.
got that movie. So that we're going to finish up with that because that's that's kind of like that's at the top, right?
That's the bar.
The
yeah.
Batman, yeah.
Mhm.
So let's get rolling here. How was Christmas? Everybody have a good Christmas?
Yes. Very good. Very good.
Yes, very good as well. Very
Did you
good.
get anything like really good that you weren't expecting?
I got a new
No,
Batman
not really.
watch band for my Apple Watch.
Okay,
Wasn't
Cool.
expecting that. Yeah, it was nice. Go ahead, Pete.
Everything's pretty much got what I needed, wanted / expected. No big surprises here.
Same here. Oh, but a good surprise was actually my mirror got me tickets to go see the Batman in concert
Oh,
Oh.
nice.
in Chicago. Yeah.
okay.
So I originally thought that due to the date I wasn't going to get to go, but then I realized that date did work, and yeah, that was my big surprise. So that's nice.
Good
It's
for
not
you.
coming here. I'd go see it. I'd love to see that for sure. I got a new office chair. Let me move. Yeah,
Okay, that looks
So-
Is that the
Got
secret
that.
lab?
it is not a secret lab.
Okay, the pillow on the headrest kind of looked
Yeah,
like their
it's,
logo.
I
but-
don't, not sure what the brand is. I haven't memorized that yet, but it's nice. And
Okay.
let's see. That's real. And then I got a like a cutting board, which is a big, because I like to cook. So
Mhm.
got like a heavy duty professional grade
Oh, I know.
wooden cutting board.
Okay,
So,
that's nice. I
yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
You make some gumbo on that thing.
Oh, I cut those. I got to cut up
Yeah.
that Trinity
That's
Yeah.
right.
celery,
I'll just show you.
bell pepper, onion. Yes.
Bill, have you ever heard of the champion of Long Island? I think his name's
Oh, it's
Eric Holzman.
legendary.
Yeah,
Doesn't everybody in the United States know that?
They
they
should.
should.
They should.
He actually surprised me in the mail, and I think Pete got one as well. So what looks here is a batarang,
Okay.
but au contraire, it is
It's a
a
knife.
bigger. It's a knife. That's a big freaking batarang. But yeah, that's
Yeah.
a double-sided knife.
Yes, Eric gifted us with killing utensils.
I was about to say, whoa,
I
Yeah.
actually did. I did
very
take it to
homicidal of him.
Yeah.
to Christmas to help with some boxes too, and it'd be like, hey,
Okay.
can we?
It came in handy
Can
with
we
all
use
that
your
tape,
knife?
right?
It did. It
Yeah.
felt. It made me feel pretty powerful too.
You know what you can do?
So-
You can like get some Velcro
Mhm.
and make it where it's attachable to like maybe a black T-shirt and
And
put
you
it with the
Pattinson.
bat logo,
Oh my god!
right? And
Now you're
then
onto something.
you can just pull it off the Velcro like Robert Pattinson did in the Batman and cut
Yeah.
stuff.
And I'll just make that noise myself. I don't know.
Yeah.
When it snaps back in.
Yeah.
Oh, that's.
Yeah.
Except if I had it here, I'd end up doing something to where it would like come out and it would like stab me right in the boob or something. I'm like, ah!
Well,
Bulls, man.
Well, I know everybody loves this witty banter. It's like the favorite. Everybody, I get emails, cards and
I
letters,
heard.
cards and letters and email.
I think it cracked the first
Saying,
thing to ever crack the Billboard.
Witty banter.
Billboard Top
please,
100 was
more.
witty banter. BOF social hour.
Let's do a whole
that's
show
it.
of witty banter, please. Y'all doing anything?
I think we could.
Y'all do anything big for New Year's?
No, just going to a party. That's about it. Just kind of
Okay.
Earlier
normal
that
New Year's
day,
stuff.
I got to watch Michigan beat a Texas school. Bill,
DCEU.
yeah,
That's up here. That's up here in the DFW too. It's in Fort Worth.
are you a big
Yeah.
supporter?
Oh, the Horned Frogs.
Horned Frogs. I am a University of Texas Longhorn fan.
These
So
other
I,
ones are you have no dog in the fight. You
I
don't
have
care.
no, I don't.
I think I just heard you say you're going to root for the Wolverines. So, all right, much
I
appreciated.
know I didn't say that.
Never root against Texas. You never root against.
I will
Texas.
not be rooting against them though. I'll just watch it. The coach in me, the football fan, will just watch it for the joy of the sport. How about that?
Gotcha. Okay. That's
Yeah.
my New Year's plans. And then whatever
Good.
happens after depends on what happens during that game.
You're right. You're right. I will say it's a shocker that TCU had this season that they had.
Yeah.
It kind of came out of nowhere. But props to them for getting there.
Mhm.
All right. You ready to roll through this?
Yes,
Let's
sir.
roll through it.
Hot takes. Anybody got some give me your hot takes as we get through each of these topics. All right.
Ooh,
I do have to start out with something completely. No, I can't say that it's not related to comic books because
It's all connected.
there is a connection,
Mhm.
but 2022 was a big year for me because I finally there was a big screen
Oh,
biopic of the King of Rock and Roll, Elvis
the
Presley.
king.
So it's like it was up there with the Batman for me, and I probably watched this movie 20 times plus. It's up. I'm I alternate between it and the Batman if I'm cooking or something, and I'll just y'all been to my house, you know where my kitchen is. I can where the TV is, so I can just put something on.
Two birds with
while I
one stone,
watch.
right there.
So
Has anybody had a bigger year as a fan than Bill Jett Ramey in 2022?
if I hit the
An Elvis
trifecta,
movie
I'm not gonna,
that you loved,
I'm
and then
not
a
gonna-
Batman movie you loved. My goodness.
I'm not going to jinx anything, but if I hit the trifecta
Mhm.
this year with my
Does
third
that mean
fandom
Cowboys win the Super
love,
Bowl?
I'm not saying anything because I'm not hexing, but
Hey, it's
that
possible.
would be
The Eagles
something.
have the best record in the NFL. So,
it'd be
oh wait, no,
something.
not
no,
Eagles. Oh, my bad. No.
Whoa.
you watched that
geez.
game Saturday, sir.
Yes, I did.
All right. So, but yes, Elvis movie. Austin Butler was great. That film should win some Oscars. It's worthy of all the nominations it's getting for all the motion picture awards.
But what's next in Warner Brothers musical universe? They haven't announced the next movie. What's the plan?
Let's see.
Vanilla Ice, Snoop Dogg.
Vanilla
Who could it
Ice.
be?
He's
I don't know.
He's a native Texan.
Dropping
Robert
the
Van
hammer,
Winkle,
MC
right?
Hammer
The
story.
Supremes. I don't know. What's the plan, Warner Brothers? Tell me. I need to know.
Yeah, they need a shared universe, don't they?
I do. I
Mm-hmm.
need to know what happens musically in this Elvis universe.
They could do Little Richard. Wasn't that Little Richard and Elvis at the beginning? Like in,
Little Richard was in Elvis, yes. When he went to
See, it
Club
is
Handy,
connected.
he was
yeah.
hanging out with BB King. So
Oh, that's
The
it.
story
The
of
BB
what
King
really
prequel.
happened after that.
yeah. So
BB
yes,
King prequel.
that was a big that was a big. And Elvis was an old. I love the fact they worked in Elvis's love for comic books, especially Captain Marvel Jr. Captain Marvel Jr., my favorite comic book hero. So, and that was cool. And it
History
is
lesson.
Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Damn it.
There you go.
It wasn't Shazam Jr.
I don't know what they
him.
call him. I don't know what they call him actually.
What do they
now in
call
French.
Freddy?
I think they just call him Freddy. I believe
What
he's
an
just
effed
referred
up
to
name.
as Freddy.
Freaking Captain Marvel, man. Come on. Bullshit.
You know
What
that's
it is.
Eric Holzman's favorite MCU film, by the way, Captain Marvel. That's not even,
I was seriously about to say that, and I was like, "No, I'll just hold off." Thanks, Pete.
well, it is. I mean, he loves
It
Captain
is.
Marvel.
So, and y'all both saw Elvis, right? The movie.
I actually have not
Yep.
seen Elvis.
You have not seen Elvis? What the hell's wrong with you, man?
I mean, he just doesn't. I like capes.
He wears a cape.
I
There's
haven't gotten
capes.
around to it.
There's no
There's capes
excuse
and
'cause
tights.
there's capes in the movie.
All right, I'll have to go see it.
Capes and
I hear-
tights are in the
I hear
movie,
Just as
Pete.
like Captain Marvel Jr., so I'll have to go see
You know
it.
those 70s stage costumes were
They're pretty elaborate.
That was fun. That was from his Captain Marvel Jr. comic book love, man. The cape, the
Yeah.
whole nine, everything. Yeah.
I'll have to watch it.
So yes, it is. I even went. It inspired me. I went to Memphis, went to Grayson, went to Sun Records, did all that. All right,
I remember that trip.
that was a good time. So, reluctantly, I will mention that back in June, it marked the 30th anniversary of Batman Returns. So anyway, next,
Yeah,
next
now
topic.
that's
I
great,
think there's
'cause-
there's a great social hour podcast about it too. I think.
There is.
There is.
Yeah, it's a great discussion.
Did I get
I did
drunk
what-
and guest on that?
I
Case
did
of
what
Miller
so
Lite.
many people have wanted for years, and I got Bill to talk about Batman Returns. The next great feat of strength is getting Bill to talk about BVS.
I don't know if you saw this, but Bill would watch Batman Returns on loop in hell for 30 years before watching BVS again.
That is accurate. That is accurate.
me,
sir.
Bill, and Uxas sitting on the couch watching Batman Returns.
And Hasbulla.
Yeah,
He loves Hasbulla too.
Hasbulla will be there.
You get
too.
that Hasbulla near me, I'm gonna whip his ass. That's about it. So, so yes, but that is a very 30 years, man. A Batman film. A lot of people love it, so that's cool.
All right,
no, I
personal,
don't.
Personal
Yeah.
thoughts aside, Bill. Okay,
Yes.
personal feelings aside, but you were an adult when that first came out.
I was.
Pete and I were just kids.
Chronologically.
Would you say that time has been kind to that movie, as far as people liking it?
I would say that the people who like it / love it are the same people who still like it / love it today. I don't know if it's gotten. I don't know if it's like Rory, my pronunciation today, Rocky Horror Picture Show or something, kind of some cult thing.
Gotcha.
I'm sure there's maybe, obviously 30 years, someone was born in 92 is 30 years old now. So, have found that movie and become a fan of it, but I don't know if it's, huge numbers, but I mean, there is a strong, small, but strong, loyal following for that.
non-violent following. No one was ever threatened over the Batman Returns.
No hashtags.
Sure.
none of that.
I did have a friend. I do. His name is Matt, and I remember in the height of the Nolan trilogy, like we're talking like probably right after Rises. I remember him telling me he's always like he's a little bit younger than me, and he's like I revisited the early Burton movies. This is back in the day, obviously, and he's like they're a lot more like goofier and he's like they're not as serious as the Nolan movie. So it's just funny because hearing him say that, like some people said that Returns was so dark and kind of dreary, but now some people look at them as kind of campy.
Yeah,
and it's funny because it's maybe now they've kind of gotten more lumped in line with Batman Forever than anything else, in terms of just kind of like over the top comic book movie, whereas now comic book movies kind of are a different thing. And I think it's interesting because you mentioned how time being kind to Batman Returns
The genre has
evolved.
yeah.
obviously. Since then, I'd say it's aesthetically, it has not aged at all. It's a timeless, very good looking motion picture. So, but yeah, I mean, I look, I don't do this, but people watch it during Christmas. That's cool.
I do. Yeah.
My book,
Me.
I did twice actually
all
this
right.
season.
There's something about Batman in the snow. I think that has a cool effect. There's that cool shot
yeah.
of the Batmobile driving past Oswald as he's,
Mhm.
making his list of children, and just certain aspects of Batman Returns that are just phenomenal. All the rooftop fighting scenes. I don't think we got that many rooftop fights in a while, to be honest. You know, like it seems like they only fight either in front of Shrek's department store or on rooftops in that movie. So there's a lot of good stuff.
They filmed it in a matchbox. That's
I was waiting for
why.
it. I was like the Matchbox City, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So Batman Returns, and we get Keaton, which is going to end up being his last. We never thought we'd get Keaton as Batman again, so we will, and it will be kind of like it should look. We'll get to the drama.
Is he going to get a proper send off? You know,
I would
last
think
hurrah,
so.
as they like to say.
Yeah. So we'll see Keaton this coming year in the Flash. All right. So the DCU is gone. There's now a DCU with I have to mention this first. I don't think it's as big as I'm trying to do these, like kind of get it some order of importance, but James Gunn, Peter Safran were chosen as the co-CEOs of DC Studios. Back when was that? When did that go down? Was that summer? Late summer?
No. What,
when was that?
Announced?
Was it October? It was
Yeah,
post
fall?
Black Adam,
Okay.
right? I think it was post Black Adam.
Correct.
Like
They went to work on
November
November
start or
1st. That's
something.
right. November
Yeah.
1st. Okay.
And the announcement was not that long before they started.
That's like, because I'm going, I can't believe the end of the year. I'm doing an end of year podcast, but it doesn't seem like,
It's only been 2 months.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
this
they're
stuff,
fresh on the
it's only
job.
been 2 months.
So they are starting over. Just they are wiping the slate clean, and this is going to be a completely new cinematic DC live action universe. So quick takes on that. Brian, what you got?
There's gosh, I'm forgetting the quote in one of the movies of Alfred says that there's always going to be casualties. I think Michael Caine says, I don't know if it's Dark Knight or Dark Knight Rises. He says something about always going to be casualties, but unfortunately there's some parts of it that work. That I like Henry Cavill as Superman. I like Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. I like Jason Momoa as Aquaman, and we know for sure one of them is not continuing. The other two, I guess we haven't had a formal announcement exactly yet. Don't know, but I do think overall, I think that's the way to go. Instead of trying to duct tape all the leaks and making it all work, it's like it's easier just to scrap it and build anew. Just for cohesion to get going with it and all that. I think that is probably the best route. Sacrifices have to be made, which suck, but it is what it is.
The two that had the most success, obviously, was Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman, first film, especially, and people just liked her as Wonder Woman. And then Aquaman was a big hit, Jason Momoa. But I'm with you. You got to just let it go and let that go and start from scratch and not trying to piecemeal it together.
Cavill, I think you got to look at those two movies as well and say you got to realize. Well, James Wan said he was never coming back for a third movie.
Exactly.
And Patty Jenkins said she was done after 3. So you know what? Let's just cut to the chase and let's just start over, because it appears that those stories had an ending to begin with. So seems like the perfect time for me.
Yeah.
Cavill, I would say, and again, I have to always, with this disclaimer, I borderline love Man of Steel. I was one of its defenders in 2013 when it came out, when people were like, oh my God, there was a lot of that. Come on now. People have some retroactive thinking, when it comes to a lot of things. But he never knocked it out of the park, had a huge success as Superman.
Yeah.
And that's the fact of the matter of it. I totally get that. So speaking of Cavill, what do y'all make of the whole Black Adam, Superman, Cavill, I'm back now? Oops, I'm not back drama.
Me personally, Cavill wasn't 100% faithful. I think I'm back, man. I'm back in Black Adam.
That's
I'm
what I
back
think.
in the Flash. I'm back in
Yeah.
Aquaman. And to me, that's what that meant. And if Cavill did somewhat generate buzz and got people talking, then maybe Cavill would be back in a solo movie. But I think what Cavill was announcing was he's back as Captain Cameo, and there is potential. And guess what? Superman couldn't save Black Adam either. So I think we have reached the end of Henry Cavill's run. And if these cameos do remain intact, I look forward to seeing them. If they're not, I can move on with my life like a grown adult.
Ryan?
The perfect gift that we see is of Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck. Cavill talks a long time and Affleck says, agreed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. We're gonna have sad Ryan. Sad Ryan.
Sad Ryan, yeah. Agreed.
Yeah.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cue the music.
I think Pete hit it on the nose. I think look, I have to clarify this as opinion, but it's educated opinion.
Oh, this isn't a scoop?
And this has kind of been, this has been talked about in the trades as well.
Then it's a lie.
This was kind of this a little bit of a power play on the Rock's part. I mean, he had this Jones for this Black Adam Superman movie, which I never got. Black Adam is not.
I do. They share the same agent.
Well, I'm
good for business.
I'm talking about the source material here, sir. Black Adam is a Captain Marvel character. It would have made way more sense to have Zachary Levi show up as whatever you want to call him, Shazam, Captain Marvel, and do that cameo than Henry
Captain
Cavill.
Sparklefingers.
So yes, but I think even if Black Adam had doubled what it made, we'd still be sitting here with the same outcome. When Gunn and Safran came in, they came in saying the only way we can do this is to start from scratch and do it our way. Period. No ifs, ands, or buts. So
Black Adam had to do $1 billion in my mind in order for them to kind of balk at what they wanted to do.
I think even if it made $1 billion, it wouldn't have mattered. You know?
Do you think so? You don't think the billion would have put a wrench in the gears? I mean, coulda, shoulda, woulda, right? Like it's all like hypothetical at this point. And I don't know, like Black Adam's kind of the reason why. I mean, it's kind of in itself a summary of why the DCU didn't work. Big stars, characters didn't resonate, and it's just how much longer are they going to keep going forward with this? And I thought The Rock was a bigger star than he was. I thought The Rock was going to make Black Adam huge. I thought it would be a household name. I thought the guy was a huge, money maker. People go out to see him. He's The Rock. He's charismatic. His style, his flair.
What's his biggest movie?
Jumanji.
The first one. What did that roll out?
I thought that was borderline $1 billion. Okay. Like it was like upper 900 million.
It made good money, but
the sequel dropped a little bit, but the sequel was still quite a success too.
So
and as far as his movies, other than that, I'm not sure.
Is that a kid friendly movie, Jumanji?
Yeah,
PG-13. Yeah,
I'd say so.
Okay, so
hey, I like them. They're fun. I think they're a lot of fun. They're worth watching.
Yeah, I don't know how he pulled it off without Robin Williams. Jumanji made 962 million.
Okay,
US.
You gotta factor in probably kid factor there.
Sure, it was a family movie.
And Jumanji.
I think you would like it actually. To be honest, yeah.
I haven't seen the one with The Rock. I've seen the
Rock's Jumanjis. I think you would like. A lot of people enjoy them. They're just fun movies.
Yeah, exactly.
So I did get around to I finally watched Black Adam on HBO Max.
Was it like Javi and I kind of said for you? You were kind of like, meh, okay.
It was between and okay. Yeah, right. Somewhere in there. Nothing. I mean, there's nothing groundbreaking, nothing we haven't seen before in another film. I liked them weighing in on the Shazam, Captain Marvel mythology, which I see again. They used it, and I never got like Dwayne Johnson's apparent disdain for the character of Captain Marvel and Black Adam being in Captain Marvel or vice versa, you know.
I think that's
So-
just him trying to push his Superman agenda, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Yeah. Probably. Well, anyway, so we'll see. I would agree with all the, we'll move on to the next topic, but with the new DCU, I don't think we're going to see, you know, look, I've said it before. I've said it to both of y'all and I've written it. Executive CEO James Gunn of DC Films, DC Studios is going to have to make some hard decisions when it comes to filmmaker James Gunn.
He's going to have to pick his children. Who's your
I
favorite
mean-
kid, Bill? Can you make that choice?
No.
You know, James Gunn, which show do you want to kill first?
You know, I
What
mean,
guys, Peacemaker or the Suicide Squad?
does he bring any of the Suicide Squad characters along with him?
I
That's
think he
going to
made
be.
an announcement about Margot Robbie and Harley Quinn.
He did what
Or
he
not,
said.
not announcement. Sorry, there was a comment
a
with
tweet.
Twitter of a tweet of like Margot's Harley's safe, something along those lines. I think.
I
Like
mean,
a quick
he
one-word
responded
tweet,
with
but-
she's
or-
safe, but like, who knows what that means?
Yeah.
Okay, so
As far as I'm
my
concerned,
my
what's it
answer
called?
to
The
that
Weasel's the only one
is-
coming back.
what, other than if you wanted to just strictly box office, which turn of her as Harley has been this just huge success? And again, I say that as
Suicide
someone who
Squad
likes,
1.
I like
Yeah.
Birds of Prey, and that
Birds
that
of Prey is
had
a
her-
pandemic movie. I can't judge it. The best,
mean,
on
but
box
the
office.
Birds of Prey
movie
was
I
before
liked.
pandemic.
Yeah, it was.
Mm-hmm.
It
It
came
was
just
before
before, right?
pandemic.
And then everything.
Mm-hmm.
It came out like a month before, and
It
then
was a
everything
month
got shut
before,
down.
and it just
February,
kind of
right?
didn't make. Yeah, it didn't make much at all. Its opening weekend.
Okay, all right.
And then
Um,
the Suicide Squad. How do you judge that? Because it came out during pandemic, and was the same day at home.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you can judge that, but
The only one who
look
made
at
money
the
was
numbers.
David Ayer's unofficial Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
So-
was, you can probably chalk that up a lot to Will Smith, you know.
I mean, that ensemble
Oscar slap
cast,
Will is.
You know, you got
Oh, it was
Will
good,
Smith's-
but
Will Smith and Jared Leto's fan bases. Leto's got a very, very strong fan base.
Will
I
Smith,
think,
But with
I
a
think it was
follow-up
the
with Twin Islands.
their trailers.
yeah,
They put together some snappy trailers. They
They
got
did.
people thinking of like, that looks cool.
yeah,
And then throw in, oh, there's Will Smith, and oh, it's
Yeah.
the Joker. So
yeah.
Mhm.
that's, I mean, my opinion.
Yeah.
So we'll see what he does with Harley Quinn, Margot Robbie. We'll see what he does with Peacemaker, which, I mean, I think the series is Peacemaker 2 is going to get a go, but as far as
I mean, to
any
me,
of the
Peacemaker is totally
characters in-
expendable. It's Peacemaker. Nobody knew
Yeah.
who Peacemaker was 3 years ago.
yeah,
So, like,
Yeah,
and that show's not going to go on for 10 years.
It is. It's also that and I'd forget. Is it Euphoria? Wasn't it at one point like those were the two most like
That's the
most
Zendaya
popular
show.
shows in the world, and they
Yeah,
were
I
both on
believe so.
HBO Max.
Yeah.
I feel like that has, Zaslav is
But
geared
remember,
toward putting
HBO
stuff
Max
on
is going to cease to
HBO.
exist at some point.
yeah.
It's going to be something entirely different.
What it has a
For
name
HBO,
now.
that's a drive to go to HBO if they do. Hey, here's follow-ups to two of the most popular shows of 2022.
No, I get it. I
That's
just
a good drive to HBO. So
something's
that's
gotta
where I
get
feel
cut,
like
though.
Peacemaker, because Peacemaker can quickly kind of be contained, I think, too. Little adjustment
Yeah.
here, a little adjustment there, and I think it can continue on in itself without having to be reliant on the greater DC universe.
Yes.
I disagree with you right there because Amanda Waller attaches it to the greater DC universe. Like, I know she's not there for a long period of time.
Exactly, but I
But
mean,
an outlier.
is that fully reliant? Is she there every single episode, like next to Peacemaker, to where they can't just?
She's there a
have her
handful of
fade?
times and makes cameos in other movies.
Yeah,
It
see,
connects.
I don't
That's what I'm
watch it
saying,
and
like,
sit there and
you-
think
you-
of where's
it's-
Amanda Waller.
This is a tough line to toe here because you want to cut Viola Davis as Amanda Waller, like the woman's.
I don't think she's that
fantastic in her role.
crucial to the Peacemaker series at all. She can totally
Okay.
be absent from it, and it can go on. The little
I would agree with that. Cutting
the little
Viola
s-
Davis, yeah, you can.
the surprise
She's not
cameos
super
at the-
important to having Amanda Waller existing in this new DCU. I mean,
they can name drop, and that
she's
could
essentially
be
the one who gives him his assignments. The whole butterfly aspect.
well, I'm just
and
talking
she
about.
sent
I'm
them.
talking about the whole DCU. I mean, it's not like we got to have Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman, and we got to have Amanda Waller. I mean, she's way down the line when it comes to.
I don't disagree with you, Pete. I know she was in it,
Yeah.
but I think that if that's all they'd have to quote unquote fix to keep it going, I think they definitely could without having to really like rack their brains and be stumped. I think they definitely could.
Mhm.
I don't know.
That's
It's
going to be
tricky, man.
interesting. It's going to be
That's
interesting.
why I think you just got to go with the hard, clean slate reboot.
Yeah.
And just kind of
Even
start
with
fresh.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's just, hey, the greater good, right? Sacrifices have to be made.
You got to be cold
So,
blooded.
Peacemaker dies so the DCU can live. I don't know.
Got to be cold blooded. Speaking of being cold blooded, and as we move on away from the DCU drama, but I do have to mention this: is James Gunn just a freaking Twitter assassin?
I appreciate that he's active on Twitter.
I never once needed someone to clarify things. Like I read the trades, I analyzed it for myself, and I moved on. But it is nice knowing, like, I've seen him shoot down articles from like this from CBR he just did yesterday, right? Yesterday, what's today? Today's
I missed
Wednesday.
that.
Yeah. So he was like, no, this is fake.
He's shooting down.
So he's shooting down a lot of things.
Anytime any of these grifters and these bullshit artists come out with their stuff, he shoots that shit down like that. Boom.
Mhm.
You know, and I love it. I love it.
I'm very glad, because to let it go on, because you have, so there's quite a spectrum here, and we'll start with like the low of who don't know anything but somehow get a rumor snowballing to make it this big thing, and then everybody freaks out, and all of a sudden now Matt Reeves' Batman universe is somehow possibly going to be thrown in DCU,
Yeah.
and we're all freaking out that that's going to happen because it's what one person said, that they have a source that knows they're thinking about it, but all of that's disregarded. Instead, it's like, oh my god, the Batman universe is going to be rolled in. Shuts that down, and then we all go back to like, oh, okay, see, we were fine. So somebody planted this in our heads and got us freaking out. And then you have somebody that's an actual, which actually that was from a trade. I thought it was was it in Deadline or Forbes or something?
That was it was
I
in a
don't know how much I
trade.
trust Forbes.
There's a
But
lot to
it,
say about that, but I
disregard.
won't,
But it was actually like it was in a trade.
yes,
And Gunn, in a classy way though, shot it down.
yes, because the
And
reporter,
and
it was
that's a
Hollywood
place where-
Reporter, wasn't it? I believe.
It was Hollywood Reporter. Okay.
Something, okay.
Apologies to Deadline. And but he, in a classy way, he shot it down. And I appreciate that, because like everybody, see, just chill. It's okay. Just chill. And then we even got a bonus of Matt Reeves even commented.
That
on
dude
part
should have
too.
that. Yeah, that
I think it was the Adam B.
that's on my
Verra
list to
article.
talk
Was it
about. But I would
Variety?
say, it's maddening to me, and maybe I shouldn't let it be maddening, but these people just, I mean, they clearly just make up shit. And even James Gunn told one of them, I'm not going to give the outlets, like you want to call them that, these individuals, any run here on our
The
podcast.
jackasses.
But it's James Gunn told them, either you are have horrible sources, or that are lying to, or you're just straight up making up shit. Which it's the latter. It's the latter.
They know what their fan base wants to hear.
Exactly.
So they lean into that. But like, again, like the trades aren't the enemy. Hollywood Reporter, Variety, The Wrap. Yes, The Wrap is a trade. So if anyone wants to deny that, they're stupid. But like they're just funneling the information as they get it. These grifters are the people that really get your hopes up.
Correct.
Over things that they're the ones who are still preaching about a possible Ben Affleck Batman directed movie.
Correct.
Like they heard like Affleck wants to direct a DC film, and they automatically went to that. And like I go back to this, it's like last month when John Heyman, professional sports writer, announced Aaron Judge is signing with the Giants, and it turned out to be a false report. Like no one's claiming he's a fake writer or he's a grifter.
Yeah.
Like he's not. He has a source. His source was wrong. He made a mistake. It still doesn't mean he's any less of a fantastic beat writer. And sometimes these guys get things wrong. It happens. But like by no means are they lying to you to get your like likes and retweets. That's not what these reporters are doing for the trades. Now the fakers, the ad jackasses, they're just making shit up. So.
It was, I'm sure, and we talked about this on either Pete and I talked about it or me and Lauer. I can't remember, but
I think it was you two. I haven't really been on anything to talk about.
I am quite sure. I am quite positive that the idea was kicked around. Hey, what about moving Pattinson and Reeves' Batman universe into this new DCU? I'm sure it was brought up. I'm sure every possibility was discussed.
You and I were talking about that. I think so many people just need to understand that of this long article, that was like what, one line was discussed, and that's the thing that's brought out and blown out of proportion. Pete and
all I can
Bill,
say,
you and I were texting and saying like
the articles.
Well, it's just as much as like.
Well,
Bill,
hold on there, Pete. Go ahead. No, Ryan, finish and then go out.
I was just going to say, Bill, you and I could sit here and talk about how we love Joy, and that like, we talked about it, and then we moved on. Like, it doesn't mean that it has to end up resulting in something huge. So yeah, of course, even if they're going down the lines of heroes, it could have been as much as, okay, Wonder Woman, Superman, Batman. Let's keep that in its own corner. On to the next one, Flash. Okay, yes, technically, Batman was discussed. What they say, they established, yeah, he's in his own universe. And then they continued. But people don't understand Batman's going to be talked about, period.
Yeah.
Like, because he's Batman. And that could mean anything, but okay, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry.
No, I'm done, I think.
I just want to say this before I lose my thought. Pete said, well, at least they read the article. It made up the headline. That was the headline of the whole article.
So they still just read the headline? Okay.
Which that is nonsense. Whoever was the headline writer, of course why did they put that in there? Because
that's something people need to realize too. The person who writes the article never writes the headline.
Yeah.
It's just totally somebody else's job. That person's job is to get you to read the article.
Yes. So yeah, they just looked at the headline, which most of them do. Most people do now.
And they don't click and read.
And they don't read anything, because once you get down and read the blurb, like Ryan said, it's not a big deal. It kind of came off. There were discussions. Sure, there were. And then they decided,
he's Batman.
Okay, we're gonna keep Pattinson and Reeves over here, and we'll have a DCU Batman later. Okay, I mean.
That was the discussion, but that's not what's read, because that's not what was in the headline. And also every James Gunn one-word response to tweets all of a sudden now also becomes a whole story. So it's man,
full articles
tread lightly now on, because it's just going to be a bumpy road for a bit until things get going.
Go Google News Batman and look at the articles that are spit out. And like 99% of them are all clickbait bullshit.
Now, I totally get it. If you
and some of them don't even revolve around the current state of movies.
You need clicks and stuff. Like, to an extent, I get it. As just like a fan, the stuff gets really obnoxious, though.
Yeah,
really obnoxious.
Yeah,
my buddy will send me screenshots of things he sees on Google News, and it's like, what would William Dafoe look like as the Joker? It's always like stupid clickbait like that too. So it never even has to revolve around the current state of movies as much.
And then someone will take that and turn it into why William Dafoe should play the Joker. I mean,
the top 10 reasons why William Dafoe is perfect for Matt Reeves the Joker.
Yes. All right. So last thing on James Gunn. Someone asked on Twitter. I even did it. We did a podcast on this. Talked about it in a podcast, me and Garrett. And then I wrote an op-ed about it. Someone asked about, do you know, is there any chance, or I don't know how they word it, I'm paraphrasing on Twitter, any chance, could there be Black Label, or no. He said Elseworld films in addition to the
What do you think the
DC
Batman
stuff.
is?
Yeah. And Gunn said that's actively happening. So I'm
Joker.
all for, hey, have a separate banner. Have a banner under DC Studios that's for the non-continuity, non-shared universe films like the Batman and Joker and whatever else you want to come up with.
Comics are a much different ball game than movies, but I think as Pete and I can both attest, these side series are better than the main series when it comes to like Batman and comics.
Yeah.
Especially this year. So
yeah.
This Black Label is for me. So yeah, doing a movie stuff of that, like, yes, please.
Because my point and what I wrote was like, what if you had, okay, one of y'all name me like a top-notch filmmaker. I mean, like who does things, not Nolan. We Nolan's been.
I want to say Scorsese because he loves superheroes.
Okay,
McCreary.
Okay. One of these guys, and let's say it's Scorsese. He was more ripping on the MCU stuff anyway. But what if he goes, I want to do a film. Name me some obscure.
Slam Bradley.
Okay, Slam Bradley.
Peter. Whoa.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know where you're going with this, Bill. But actually,
if there was ever a DC movie made for Martin Scorsese, it's Slam Bradley.
Hell yeah! Say he goes and pitches that. He says, "But I want to do this separate. I want it to be. I want to, be its own thing. I don't want it to be connected to anything. But it's a DC property. You're gonna tell him no because he has to do it in the shared universe. Freaking, that would be dumb. You're cutting off your nose to spite your face, in my opinion. Or you can just put it under this separate banner, DC Black Label, DC Elseworlds, whatever in the hell you want to come up with. I don't care.
Make sure you check Google tomorrow, though. You'll hear Batman on Film confirmed. Slam dunk, a movie by Martin Scorsese coming in 2025.
Oh, they're gonna get you now, Bill.
Here's the thing.
Scooper.
That is not out of the realm of realistic possibility, which is sad. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. You'll never guess what director would pick this DC character for a movie under DC Studios.
Yeah.
Click here and find out.
Okay, I'll give you like right now, even they mentioned, I use this as an example, but after I wrote it, there was an article that this is still in development at Warner Brothers. Spielberg has been working on a Black Hawks movie for going on 5 years now.
Yeah.
If that comes to fruition, you're going to say, yeah, we're going to pass on this because, it's not connected. Come on, man. Come on.
I don't know. But I don't have to make those hard decisions now, do I?
No, you don't.
No, we don't. So, all right, let's move on. I'll try to pick up the pace a little bit here. We already mentioned this briefly. The Batman universe will be separate from the DCU. And it looks like Matt Reeves is going to be able to finish out his trilogy, I'm assuming. It'll be a trilogy. Maybe it's 4 films. Who knows? We'll get the Penguin. The Penguin's coming. Well, the Arkham series is in development. So that's cool. And we all get this is a good thing, right?
Mm-hmm. Penguin? Well, Penguin seems like a slam dunk to me.
Just the keeping the Batman universe separate and just basically saying it,
Yeah, to be brutally honest, man, I'll catch some heat for this. I could care less. I'm as long as there's no studio meddling within the movie and Reeves can do what he wants, that's what's most important to me. But if honestly, even in the Dark Knight, I just assumed there was a Superman out there. They weren't talking about him on Gotham City News at 8:00, while Batman's running around doing his thing. I always assumed there was a Superman out there in the Burton verse. In my own head canon, they're there. It doesn't bother me, whether it's attached or it's not. I'm just there to sit and watch the movie. And
even when Nolan said that there's no other superheroes in this universe, he was still Superman in that universe to you?
Yeah, somewhere? To me, it's just I don't know, Bill, I'm 36 years old and I've never really known a universe that didn't have Batman and Superman in it together, right? You know, like, and I'm talking about just fanboy bullshit,
Yeah.
comic books and cartoons and everything. For me, I can separate them. So, like, I read a Superman annual last night that took place during the Civil War. Like, this continuity stuff, what's in and what's out, doesn't make a difference to me because I've seen it all already twice over at least. So, like, all that matters to me is the movie at that present point in time. So just I don't care.
That's a novel idea. Just make a movie to enjoy it
I
as
wish.
an event,
I mean,
and not worry about. That's what it seems like. A lot of people go see these movies just to see what's come next, and the movie itself is secondary.
People now leave movies and talk about the end credit scene leading up to the next film instead of what they just saw.
Yeah,
and that kind of, I think, is a disservice to the filmmakers showing you just sat through 3 hours of Black Panther just to get to the post-credit scene. Like, that seems like, well, why are you wasting your time? Just wait till it's leaked online, because that's all you're going to talk about.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
I got nothing to add. I agree with you 100%. You know, that's like people bitching about, why should I go see The Flash? Why should I go see Blue Beetle? Why should I go see Aquaman 2? Because they're killing it. And I'm like, well, you go see it to enjoy that movie. You're not seeing it. You don't go see it to enjoy what's coming next. And if you go to see, but I think that's what I'm saying. People do. They go to see what's coming next. What cameos we're going to have. What Easter eggs are going to be in here. It's a downside. That's a negative of shared universe, in my opinion. And it's what sadly the MCU is brought us, in my opinion.
Yeah.
All right, this is for you two. Next topic: Batman comics and review. Y'all read more than I do. I read basically Batman, and that's starting to.
Oof.
I'm starting to, because I dropped it, and then I came back on board with the new writer, and I just wasn't a big fan of this last storyline. What was it? Failsafe.
Please don't get me started on that thing.
And I don't think I'm liking where they're going. It seems to be yet another Batman. Bruce Wayne is gone. Batman is gone in Gotham story nonsense. So, but
we just did this with Snyder.
Yeah. So, come on, tell me what the highlights were for Batman. Batman
good. Positives, yes. Okay, good. Let's do that.
Positives, yeah.
Batman the Imposter, like, wow, just
fantastic.
Totally knocked my socks off.
Fantastic.
Got to pick that up in trade. I thought that was great. Batman 89 really brought out the nostalgia in me. I love that as well. Yeah. Newer stuff, Batman Joker Deadly Duo, really fascinating. Me and Lau are really captivated by that story.
Okay.
I think Batgirls is probably the most underrated Bat-related title out there. It's kind of lighthearted, but the adventures of Stephanie, Oracle, and Cassandra are very entertaining. And they're good. I Am Batman was pretty interesting while he was in New York City. I thought that was cool as well. And Batman vs. Robin has been a kind of magical, mythical sleeper hit for me. You know, there's some things in there that I don't like necessarily, but the way that Wade is writing them, he's really pulled it off. So those are some of my highlights, Lauer.
For me, is definitely one called Batman Fortress, where they secretly disguised a Justice League story into a Batman story, but it does, like, not in a way where you're getting duped. Batman is by far and away the lead character. It just definitely is. I've told Pete each issue, this isn't usually my cup of tea, but it's working for me. Each issue is fun. Batman is, like, he's the star, period. That's been a fun story. But then I'm obviously over the moon on Sean Murphy's Beyond the White Knight. That the guy, like, he can't miss for me when it comes to the White Knight universe. Plug away, that we've had him on 2 podcasts this year getting to talk about White Knight. Go to BOF, look him up. He gives up a lot of info. He's a really good guy to interview and talk to, because he gives up a lot of interesting information. Dear Detective, Lee Bermeo. Bill, you had him guest. I got to talk to him with you this year on the social hour. A collection of covers that he did, and he weaved a story to connect them that I thought was pretty great. And yeah, then, I mean, Pete said the Joker Batman Deadly Duo, Mark Silvestri's series, Black Label series that he's doing. That's been, I mean, yeah, it's only 2 issues in at this point, but it's great. Can't miss it. So those are my highlights as far as the comics go.
Puzzle Box as well.
Joker's Puzzle Box.
Rosenberg. Yeah, Rosenberg.
Matthew
That
Rosenberg. That's a
phenomenal.
great one. And he's doing a Joker, the man who won't stop laughing, or is it
The Man Who Stopped Laughing.
The Man Who Stopped Laughing? That's a new Joker series he's got going. Bermejo's been doing all of the like variant covers so far, including the one for number 3, which is one of his best covers I think he's ever done.
Bill, you got to get your hands on Puzzle Box. I think you'll absolutely love it.
Okay, I will.
That one's really fun. Batman's very involved in that one too. But yeah, those are and it just kind of proves that like all those are contained off series from the main title. And I don't need to sit here, kick a dead horse. Don't need to, crap on other works, but just the 2 legacy titles of Batman are just definitely not doing it for me. I don't look forward to reading them.
Batman Urban Legends has had some of the best tales that we've read. The story about
There's some really good stuff in there.
The Bat Dog was probably phenomenal. It kicked off with that really great Zdarsky, Jason Todd Red Hood story.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of great Batman books out there aside from the legacy titles, which is very surprising.
I gotta say, White Knight, Beyond the White Knight, is been my favorite right there, and Batman the Imposter was great.
Yeah,
great.
Yeah, White Knight's phenomenal. I mean, everything Murphy's doing right now. I wasn't a big fan of the last volume, but this volume really got me. I'm so emotionally invested. All the Bruce Wayne Harley stuff I find fascinating, and even that Harley Quinn, that Harley Quinn spinoff title, was that 2022 or is that a different year?
That might have been 2020 or 2021.
Okay, that was good
Harley
too.
Quinn,
everything out of that is pretty much a really big hit.
Yeah,
and then Dear Detective. Yeah, I got to mention Dear Detective.
Dear Detective,
loved it. Yeah. So that's
yes, sir.
Some of the stuff you mentioned, I'm going to check out. Is Urban Legends? Is it kind of like is it individual stories?
It's an anthology book, so you're getting like 3-4 stories in a thing, and you'll probably like 3 out of the 4. There's usually one dud in there, but
that's
I got Lauer to read it, and he's really been enjoying it.
Very good, very good. Well, as Ryan always says, read more Batman comics, regardless.
That's right. Do it
and listen to the Batman book club.
Yeah,
yeah. Pete and I do a lot of homework for our wrap ups.
You guys better appreciate it.
Yeah, we hope to help guide you to the stuff maybe you missed.
I know that DC is very appreciative of that wrap up show.
Some of the comments probably not, but a lot of comments probably.
Yeah,
so.
I mean,
I wonder how much they've listened the past month.
There's no such thing as bad. All publicity is good.
There you go. And we're just being honest because we're fans.
I will mention I did enjoy there was one Batman, a part of 10 stories was the Stan Lee celebration of Stan Lee.
Earth 6, right?
Tales from Earth 6. Michael Uslan, friend of BOF, wrote the Batman story, which I reviewed and interviewed. I interviewed Michael for it through DC. Thank you, DC, for that. Even though I can get Michael on usually anytime I want to, but this went through DC. It was kind of official, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's a cool little story that introduced us more to that world of Batman, the Wayne Williams Batman, Gotham City, and we get to see this Gotham's version of the Joker, and we're getting to see the beginning of his relationship with the commissioner of the Gotham City Police Department, and I'll leave it at that. I won't tell you who it is, so you got to read it, and a kind of a different twist on how the bat signal goes up. Mm-hmm. So
there's a tease.
Yes.
There's your tease.
So, there you go. All right. So let's start wrapping this up. Can't believe it's been almost a year, but the Batman BOF watch party up here in the DFW. Both of you attended.
Amazing on many levels. One, because again, just to celebrate this community that Bill has built through Batman on Film. Amazing friends that I've met. From the most infamous one of all, Dick Shoes, straight down to Matt from California. I mean, just wonderful people. Garrett, Lauer, Bill himself, Jake. I love Jake too, and Micah. Those guys. James Anderson. Just phenomenal people. Javi. Just everyone. Just to just meet together for something we all love, and in the release of a new Batman movie, and then obviously the highlight wasn't even the movie itself. It was that pot of gumbo. Like that whole weekend was
two pots
boudin
of gumbo.
sausage,
2 pots
and
of
the
gumbo,
boudin.
and a pocket full of boudin.
There you go.
Just stories that will be told on the BOF Facebook page is
To your
for
grandkids.
years to come, right? Like it's
Yeah.
these are stories that we'll tell our kids about the crazy things. Like, oh man, one day my buddy Peter Verra from Jersey, he put some boudin in his pocket, and he walked downstairs out of the hotel the next day, and he started eating in front of us for breakfast. Like, we were really jealous, like things like that. Just memories. That's what I remember from that trip. The memories that I made. And with all the people that were there, and if I forgot anyone, I'm sorry, but you were a big part of that weekend, and if we shared a beer and some burgers together, it was phenomenal. It was just a great time.
It was a joy. It was absolute joy.
It was.
Joy.
Right, Lauer?
It was joy.
Yep. Joy to the world. I was joyful. I echo what Pete said. Like, I can even remember I think I was the first one to my flight to arrive. But me, him, and Haas, our flights were going to arrive pretty close to each other, and I ended up sitting at a bar that was right at actually Pete's gate, and he snobbed me at first. Just walked right by me, just gave like a nod to me. He knew it was me. I was like, well, I'm not impressed with this Italian, but it's because you were on a mission, you had to go to the bathroom.
Yes,
and then that changed everything, and I understood. But then he came back, and so yeah,
I gave you a handshake like a man.
You did. And there was another lady sitting there at the bar.
Oh, that's right. The old woman who was flirting with me.
Yeah, and then found out Pete was an Italian from Jersey, and then it was like I just evaporated, and she was all about Pete from that. Yep,
what can I say? I got to think from those.
That weekend was fun. Getting Haas was the only one that I'd met in person prior to that weekend. So I mean that was great. Had never met Garrett in person, and Garrett and I were roommates that whole weekend. Which did not seem weird to us. But yeah, the cookout was great. We went to a video game, museum.
Yes, we did
stuff down there. I got to ride in a Tesla. That was pretty impressive. Then boudin pockets. Boudin pockets. Oh, and Bill, you got to show off your BOF office.
Yeah.
We all got to wander in that office that you're in right now.
Hey, Pete and his brother, they double dipped. I invited them back another evening, and to finish up the gumbo, and I made a big pot of jambalaya up.
That's right.
Yeah,
Mikey,
Chef
Pete's
Bill.
brother, that's a gumbo champ.
Oh my!
He almost ate the whole thing.
Professional.
He's a professional.
He might be able to eat Eric in a contest of gumbo.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then, I mean, it was even, we had the post, the Batman, of course, the Batman watch party was great beforehand. Went and seen the movie, which was just basically the BOF theater. That was great. And the after party at that bar was great. But then we went to our hotel, made the best of what we could with the bar that was there. But I mean, that's where a lot of us just went back there and just, shot the shit and drank frou-frou drinks.
Yeah.
I didn't care.
You drank like electric
blue
lemonade.
Electric lemonade. Oh my god, it's so good. Shout out to Austin. He got me introduced to it. But everybody made fun of me, but everybody else was ordering them too.
I drank beer like an adult.
And then I mean, we all went to breakfast the next day, which was good. And then Pete, you and Mikey went to Casa del Ramey again while we all went to the airport. But yeah, that was a weekend.
Our hotel was interesting because there was a bar there, but for some reason, I guess the city, wherever it was, designated that bar as a nightclub, so it was only open for a specific amount of time. So we would outdrink the bar and then have to go to like the 7-Eleven to get like
Trey Jackson arrived and saved the day and drove us down to Kroger down the street so we can get some beer.
That's what it was. Kroger or 7-Eleven. The first time me and Mike got a beer from the 7-Eleven across the street from American Airlines Center after the Mavs game. So that was it.
Yeah. So there's Trey Jackson. Haas was there. Garrett was there. Yeah. That was good times.
A lot of people
came in.
Micah that I've talked to quite a few times.
Micah,
I got to meet him. Got to meet Javi, who obviously I've talked to quite a bit. I mentioned Austin, who I got to know him through Batman Book Club, and he got to, because through that he started to talk to everybody else through BOF. Matt Sharif, I mean, that guy's a champ. We walked into the bar and he's just like, shots for everybody.
They just dropped it, I know.
It was great.
Well, I walked into the pre-party over there at the Parkway Tavern in Plano, and it was like 11 o'clock in the morning when I got there. And first he walks up with a shot, and I'm like, a little too early for me, but thank you very much. But hey, it didn't stop him. And
he loves the party, that kid.
Knock them out, man. Knock them out. All right. Yeah, it was a great time. And of course, we were there. This is at the top of my list. The Batman came out in 2020.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah. What can we say about the Batman?
A movie like we haven't
already said.
I love the fact that like Pete, the original idea was, okay, when we all get down to Texas Thursday evening, we'll all go see it together then. And then Pete had it in our minds, like, no. You need to wait until Saturday at the watch party. That's when we're all going to see it for the first time. And then we're like, Pete, are you crazy? That's like 2 days after it comes out. We can't wait that long. And then they did the early screenings at IMAX that Tuesday. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to see this before I even get to Texas.
Yeah, I waited until the watch party. Yeah,
you did. I can't believe it.
Control.
You do. I'm proud of you.
You should be.
You did. Well, we have a whole series on Batman on Film where we discussed the Batman chapter by chapter, but just
you and I have two review episodes on the social hour. You and I, you have your own video of like the first reactions. You and I did the next day of like spoiler-free reactions to it. I mean, I'd say we talked a lot about the Batman this year.
We talked a lot about the Batman this year.
It deserves it.
It deserves it. It did not disappoint at all. Blew me away. Really, this is not being hyperbolic. It's probably my favorite Batman movie. Have I seen it as much as the Dark Knight trilogy or Batman 89? No. But it hit every note of my Batman fandom and my Batman sensibilities.
I mean, even for me, it leaped over Batman Returns, and that's no easy feat. So,
it leapt over the duck.
Yeah. Bill's blank face is classic.
It's something to say that we're in it coming on the heels of the previous reboot, which was a reboot from the Dark Knight trilogy, which is not relatively not long ago. That word relatively again. And it still did as well as it did. And it was like the first Warner Brothers blockbuster after the COVID era. It was the first Warner Brothers big tent pole that wasn't on HBO Max at the same day, Yeah.
What did it have, like a 2-week window? A month window, 35 days?
It was a month.
45 days.
45 days? Okay.
45 days. Yeah. And it did well, and it resonated with a lot of people. And I'm looking forward to what comes next with that universe. Any final thoughts on the Batman boys?
Set my new record of seeing a movie in a theater.
That is correct.
7 times.
Nice.
And then now I'll get number 8 because of the orchestra viewing next year. Boom.
You're gonna really have a blast with that. I've seen a few movies with a live orchestra. It really is impressive.
I saw Jurassic Park actually a couple months ago, and that was the first time I ever had one of those experiences, and I thought it was a lot of fun. I liked it a lot.
Okay, so I did Jaws and Mary Poppins, and that was
fun. Jaws and Mary Poppins. I wouldn't have guessed that would have been your doubles, like your two. What a
went with the girlfriend to see Mary Poppins. I got Jaws.
Okay, that makes sense.
So
the things you do.
Trade-off. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, what we've said 100 times already this year, the Batman is excellent. Love it. I've watched it twice at home in its entire, aside from the chapter by chapter, but actually, like one sitting watch. And I've put on like the gaming headphones because I'm just like immersed in the atmosphere. Like
crank up the volume.
Man, once that like thunder at the beginning and the rain starts coming down on top of the bat signal, turning it on, like the sound of that, it's like, no, you need to experience that sound. And it's like, that's your, sitting into getting dropped into, that Gotham is just like, oh my God.
It's funny because I haven't watched the Batman a whole lot within the last, let's say, like 2-3 months. Because Halloween gets Halloween movies, Christmas gets Christmas movies. And I said to myself, this was like, I haven't watched the Batman in like forever. I gotta get on that.
Like you've forgotten to pay a bill.
Yeah,
And you're gonna get shut
like,
down. It's like, oh crap. I gotta
I'm
go watch
neglecting my
Batman.
child.
Does it go down as a movie to watch during the Halloween season now?
For me, yeah, it's that's probably the last time I did watch it. It's my, you know how I like to use Batman Returns as a Christmas movie. Well, the Batman is a Halloween movie now, so
okay, good.
I'd watch it enough throughout the year, as I've shown this year, that I don't like. I can watch like other horror movies around Halloween to squeeze them in that I don't watch, around.
None of them
year.
will be Halloween Ends, but yes.
Yeah, they will.
Ooh, I don't know if I'll revisit that one.
Yeah. All right. So one last thing. This is just kind of an announcement, not a really announcement. Just I'm noting this because this is really a 2023 thing, but it's kind of a big deal for me. Batman on Film turns 25 here in less than a week. So
wow,
we'll be celebrating the 25th anniversary of Batman on Film all next year. So we need to come up with some
it feels like yesterday
podcasts and articles and do something cool throughout the year to mark that occasion. With that, that's all I got. 25 years. That's kind of.
We're gonna have to buy you like a web TV and just mail it to you, just like
you can. You know what?
Just to put in the office.
They have some on eBay. You can find them. That's crazy.
I wonder if I wonder how functional they are.
Can you even get dial-up anymore? Dial-up internet?
I don't even know. It'd be interesting to find out.
Yeah,
I think you're gonna. I think a web TV belongs in that office of yours. It's part of the story.
Yeah, I mean, it is part of the story.
It could be out of there. Your nice little display, maybe the box, like it's I don't know, Sega Genesis in 1993 for Christmas. At Sears, you have a nice little display.
Yeah. Wow, I didn't think of that.
That's just as important to the history of BOF as anything else.
And speaking of the history of BOF, thank you for that segue, Pete. This was not did we record any? I think we did some of these in 2022, right? We did the BOF Chronicles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we still have one more to do, but I think we were originally going to do like a Q&A, any questions for Bill, and then we just got sidetracked with other stuff, and we're like, let's just leave some more distance, and then we'll do the Batman, and we'll do the next iteration.
All right, then. Yes, check those out. If you want to know the history of Batman on Film from start to through today, check it out. It's good shows. All right, let's plug. All right, Lauer. Every time you're on with Pete, I always let you go first.
Yeah, thank you. Much appreciated. I'm the warm-up before the main event here. Check out, let's see, got reviews, interviews, articles, all sorts of goodness on Batman on Film proper. Most recently, review for the newest issue that just came out, Batman Beyond the White Knight by Sean Murphy. Another excellent issue. Check that out, BOF homepage. Also check out my podcast, The Batman Book Club. Bill generously posts every episode on Batman on Film proper. The most recent episode was a Christmas episode with Boudin Pockets here, Peter Verra, Frank Miller's first Batman published work. Check that out. It was a great discussion, I think. And I'm not biased, but I know quality when I hear it. And I think that we put out a pretty good episode then. And then also the next episode will be the monthly wrap-up that Pete and I have alluded to. We'll talk in Batman comics in December. And that'll be dropping probably on New Year's Eve. So listen to that wherever you listen to your podcasts. Batman Book Club. You
can follow me on social media. That's Twitter, Instagram, Mastodon, and Zack Snyder's favorite platform, Verra, at Pete Illustrated. You can follow podcast number 1. That's a news-based podcast that I co-host with the champion of Long Island, Eric Holzman, at straight_O_G. That's Straight Outta Gotham. We have a Facebook group and a Facebook fan page. Consider joining both because there's a lot of great discussion there. If you like what goes on in the BOF Facebook group, you should check us out as well. Follow at Team Yellow Oval. That's a fun little project there. You can follow my other podcast that I co-host with the Wrigley Field's finest, Nicholas and Nico Caruso, at Italians for Spidey on Twitter, the Italian Spider-Man Coalition podcast. Check that out. Both podcasts have recent episodes, so some good stuff for you to listen to. I'm all over BOF proper with reviews and of comic books and movies. I'm all over BOF YouTube with toy reviews, and I've eaten a pizza or two, so check that out. And I just want to wish everyone a Merry Ooksmas, especially Bill Ramey.
I still don't know what that is.
Ooksmas, you know Ooksmas, you know.
I'm clueless. I don't know.
Yeah,
Okay,
have
but
Micah come over. He'll give you a tutorial.
Micah knows all about Ooksmas. One day, me and Micah are going to come over and we're going to watch some Ooksmas and
Micah will be here in about a week or so. So
Can you Zoom call so that I can watch all this? Watch these Ooksas and Hasbulla videos.
That's
All
my
right.
New Year's resolution, is to get Bill into Hasbulla.
It will be done.
I'm too crusty. Too crusty for that. All right. Let's see. For me, Batman-on-film.com. That's it. Just go there. You can find whatever
All
you
the
want.
scoops.
With me, yeah, all this, this is, all those scoops. All those scoops. But that's all you got to do. Go there, and you can find all these boys' stuff as they've talked about, plus the other fine folks who make up Team BOF. So for Pete and Ryan, I am Bill. Announcer Rachel will take us on out, and we will catch you next time in 2023. Happy New Year, y'all.
Thanks for listening to the BOF Social Hour, Jett's official vlog and podcast on Batman on Film. Follow Jett on Twitter at Batman on Film. Follow the BOF newsfeed on Twitter at the Batman on Film. For Jett and everyone at BOF, I'm announcer Rachel. Authoritative, definitive, the original Batman on Film, established in 1998.